Hello, fellow ESO adventurers. New Music here. I want to talk to you about something that will keep you from getting dead while adventuring in ESO. Let's take a look at set items, trade focus, and other skill passives. But why, do you ask? Am I making yet another stats video for ESO when hundreds others already exist? I don't have the best build out there, but I have a good build for my playstyle. I'm not a DPS build. I focus on the healing arts, but I throw out the occasional damage spell. So, let's get to it. First, I get much of my equipment and experience from Dolmen runs. Lots and lots of Dolmen runs. If you don't know what Dolmens are, look for the saw blade symbols on your map. Chances are you've passed by one or two on your way around Tamriel. If you still don't know what they are these things. The sky anchors that Molag Bal sends from Cold Harbor down to Nirn to try and pull closer to the undead realm. And why should you care, you may ask? Simply put, unless you are constantly grinding world bosses, Dolmens are pretty much the fastest way to level. They are also guaranteed income. You get crazy tons of experience, very decent loot, including but not limited to rare items and jewelry, but also a steady flow of gold from these things once the chests open at the end. As far as I know, you just need to hit something or heal someone to be counted to receive the chest at the end. The only time I've not gotten a chest is when I show up just after all the Daedra have died. I usually catch the Dolmen rotations in Aradon or Alakir. For most of the time I've been doing this, these areas offer a good assortment of other players because of the proximity of the Dolmens to the way shrines. If you don't have these areas unlocked, you can still catch Dolmens in the areas you have available. You can run the Dolmens in rotation or just stand and wait for them to spawn. Aradon drops 3 set items that I've seen so far. Queen's Own Elegance set, Veiled Heritance set, and the Twin Sisters set. Alakir Dolmen drops are the Withered Hands set, the Sword Singers set, and the Order of Diagonus set. Currently, I have the max bonus from the Withered Hands set unlocked. That 5th trait is the reason I wear this armor set. Okay, here's my character build. 64 points into Magicka. Yeah, buddy. That's how you do it. Alright, let's get into some of the skill passives here. Now, first up under Dark Magic, you have Unholy Knowledge, which reduces the magic and stamina costs of your abilities. You have Blood Magic, which hitting an enemy with Dark Magic actually heals you. You have Persistence, which increases the duration of your Dark Magic abilities. Next, I've got Daedric Protection, which actually increases your health and stamina recovery while you have a Daedric summons. And then you have Expert Summoner, which increases your max health by a percentage when you have a Daedric pet active. Lastly, under Storm Calling, I've got increases Magicka recovery by another 10%. Implosion, which when you deal shock damage, you have a chance to disintegrate enemies. Or when you deal physical damage, you have a 6% chance to pulverize the enemies. And that's maxed out. Lastly, under Storm Calling, Expert Mage, increase your weapon and spell damage by 8% for every sorcerer ability slotted. I focus on Restoration Staves, but I have Destruction Staff ability unlocked. Got Tri-Focus, gives you buffs to all your attacks, and Penetrating Magic increases the Destruction Staff's ability by a percentage. Then let's go under Restoration Staff. Now this is where I found some good stuff. You've got Essence Drain, which after you complete a fully charged healing attack, it increases your healing done, and also heals allies near you. Restoration Expert increases your healing done by 15% for allies under 30% health. Cycle of Charge restores an additional 30% of your Magicka when you complete a heavy attack. And lastly, under Restoration, you have Restoration Master, which increases the healing and restoration spells by 5%. I focus on Heavy Armor simply for all these abilities that are in here. Resolve increases your physical and spell resistance by a certain amount for every piece you have equipped. Constitution increases your health recovery by a percentage for every piece you have equipped. And Juggernaut increases your max health by 2% for each piece you have equipped. Revitalize. When you have 5 or more pieces equipped, increases the magic and stamina your heavy attacks restore by 25%. So, that goes back to Restoration Staffs. Restores 30% of your Magicka when you complete a heavy attack. Increases the Magicka or stamina your heavy attacks restored by 25%. So 30% of your total Magicka plus another 25% to that. That's a pretty good bonus. And Rapid Mending increases your healing received by a percentage. And Undaunted. Now Undaunted has the Blood Altar, or you can morph it into what I chose, which was the Sanguine Altar. Essentially, it drops a fountain on the ground that heals everyone around you within a certain radius. Now, let's take a look at the champion points I'm focusing on. Under the Lover, I've got the Arcanist, which increases my Magicka recovery. Under the Atronach, I've got Staff Expert, which gives me staff weapon damage bonus. And lastly, under the Lady, I'm focusing on Thick Skin, which actually reduces the amount of damage I take from area of effect spells over time. But you may be asking, what does all that mean? Well, let me show you. Keep an eye on my magic bar on the lower left-hand side. I can throw out spells at a fairly decent rate. All I have to do to restore my Magicka is either heal or attack. Piece of cake. Magic spell that replaces Magicka, as well as being able to throw out spells fairly consistently without having to stop and wait for Magicka to regen. This comes in real handy, and the armor traits I get are giving me additional healing. Anytime something dies within 28 meters of me, I simply recover health and Magicka as well. When you're running Dolmens, this is a huge benefit, and it basically keeps your health and your Magicka meters filled all the time. So that's my character build. Again, it's not the best build out there. I'm not saying it's the greatest build, but it's the build that works for my playstyle. That's something that's very important in ESO, is actually finding something that suits your playstyle. Thank you all very much for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it.